you all 47 of these?
No, not every single color.
Brow color.
Okay. If you're looking to try VIEVE. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about VIEVE, and this is the second chapter of our What's Good series that we are going to be doing every month on this channel. Basically, the What's Good series is where I talk about a brand, all of the different products that I've tried from that brand, what's good, what's bad, what I would recommend, what I wouldn't recommend, etc, etc. Now, I know a bunch of you who have been with me for a while here probably know that, like, in general, I mostly love everything that VIEVE comes out with. However, I don't love, like, everything. There are definitely some items within her collection that I would say you don't need to necessarily get that shipped from Scotland or the UK for that kind of a quality. There are other items that I would recommend over them. So yeah, it's not that I recommend everything from VIEVE. So let's start with the first item. VIEVE Skin Nova. If you are looking for a hydrating primer that is going to give your skin a very, very beautiful glow and beautiful sheen, you can wear this without foundation. This is the primer that I would recommend. It actually comes in a smaller size than this. I wear this primer almost daily. I do not like it under super hydrating foundations, only because at that point my skin is like, whoa, it's too much hydration. So I only wear this primer when I'm not wearing foundation, or if I am using a foundation that is typically very, very matte. So for example, my favorite drugstore foundation is the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation. That one I feel like is a little bit, it's a little drying now for me. And so this is the perfect primer moisturizer to wear underneath that. And it just makes that foundation look beautiful and stay on all day long. Really, really great. Let's go ahead and talk about her eye wands next, of which you can tell I have like so many of them. So they come in two different formulations. There's the matte one, and then there's also the shimmer one. I have variations of both, obviously. I love this product. If you are looking for a cream eyeshadow stick, honestly, it does not get better than the VIEVE eye wands. I like to wear these as a base for underneath powder eyeshadow. I also like to wear these on its own. So you guys know that my favorite shade of this is Sand. Sand is what I use when I don't want to wear anything on my eyes, but I do want to take out a lot of the discoloration of my eyelid. I will just pop Sand on, blend it out with a blending brush, and literally just be like on my way. It's super beautiful. The shimmer eye wands also last all day long. Fantastic, don't crease, have an awesome, awesome glint to them. I will go ahead and show you one of them. So this is the eye wand in Solar Bronze. Like, you can just see the shimmer and the shine to that is, I mean, it is very much reflective of light, and so just phenomenal formulas all around. Now, going along with all of the eye products that she has, so the eyeshadow palettes, I have all three of her larger eyeshadows. She has recently come out with quads. If you are looking to try the VIEVE eyeshadows, but you are not, like, you don't want to go and buy like one of these full-size palettes, I would highly recommend checking out the quads. I'm actually a little bit jealous that she came out with the quads, because I was like, well, I already have these, so I don't know if I really need to purchase the quads, if that makes sense. Eyeshadows are pigmented, easy to work with. I never struggle with these. Color goes exactly where you expect it to, and it's really just very nice formula. Now let's talk about the eyeliner. This is the Power Ink liner. This is not my favorite liquid liner of all time. I'll be totally honest with you. This is the only one I'm going to purchase, and I'm never going to purchase this again, because at the end of the day, I can find better from Physicians Formula at the drugstore. So it's not that this liner is bad, it's just that it's a little bit harder to work with, in that it doesn't always give me a super, super smooth and like very pigmented line. Sometimes I do feel like it skips, and then that results in me having to go back over that line, and it's just, it's not ideal. It's not exactly what I want from a liquid liner. I will say though, the packaging of this is really beautiful. I like how this part is flat and then the rest of it is curved. Very much fits beautifully into your hands. If you're someone who has shakier hands, this might be easier for you to hold on to. And so packaging is beautiful. Product-wise, not my fave. Let's go ahead and talk about my favorite brushes from VIEVE. I do have all of her brushes that she came out with, and I did make a dedicated video for that, and so I'll include all of my VIEVE reviews like in the description box below, so if you want to do like a deep dive into a product, you definitely can. But the 4 brushes that I would recommend getting from her line, and these are like the best of the best, are the 121 blush and bronze brush, and then from her eyes, I would say her blending brushes are the best. So we have the 221 eyeshadow smudger. This is honestly my favorite tiny brush. I love this for underneath the eyes. I love this for doing very, very precise work. And then the large eyeshadow blender, 217, and then the 219, which is the small eyeshadow blender. This is just so easy to get into that crease, blend out and buff out that color. If you make mistakes, you can take this big one and just kind of like get in there and make sure that that mistake is blended away. It's just, these are the brushes I would recommend. The other ones, there are others on the market that are like just as good. You know what I mean? Let's talk about her concealer. So this is the Modern Radiance concealer, and I have this in the shade Medium 1. You guys know that I just did my best concealer video, and obviously this one did not make it into that list. So this concealer is very thick, by the way. So if you are someone who suffers from hyperpigmentation and you need like a full coverage concealer, this might work really well for you. It, however, is not my favorite underneath the eyes. This one I feel like is a little bit drying underneath the eyes, and so that means that I always feel like in order to use this product and make it work and not make it like crease underneath my eye means that I'm using a really thick eye cream underneath it. I'm using a powder, like a very, very small amount of powder to just kind of lightly set my concealer. I have to be a little bit more careful with this concealer, I feel like, and you can kind of see even right now, right, like there's significant creasing just like in my crevice right here that like will not go away. And so it's not the worst concealer, but it's really not the best. It's not what I would recommend purchasing out of her line. Like if you're gonna spend money on VIEVE, I wouldn't spend it on the concealers unless you're looking for a concealer that you just want to use on your face. But then at that point, it's like, I don't know. Is it worth it? I don't know. Let's talk about the powders that she released at the same time as the concealers. The powders I actually like a lot more than I like the concealers. So I have this in both light and medium. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. You can see that I've used a significant amount of it. This is a much better face powder than it is an under eye powder. So I just want to make that really clear again. For under eye powders, this is just a little bit drying, I would say. It's not exactly what I would reach for, but man, does this do an amazing job of literally blurring out your pores. And so I will use this literally just like on the places where I want to highlight my face, the lighter shade, and then I'll use the medium shade as an all over powder to just make sure that I'm not like too oily looking, if that makes sense. This is also a product that I will bring with me in my purse, mostly just because if I need to do touch-ups during the day, this is a phenomenal one to just kind of like press into my pore areas and just cover that up and touch things up. The other thing I wanted to say too is that when you see things in this packaging from VIEVE, they are actually refillable. So you can literally actually pop out this pan and just refill it, and so you're not constantly repurchasing packaging over and over again. And so I really like that she thought about recycling within her line, and so big shout out for that. The two powder complexion products that I would highly recommend are her Modern Bronzer, which comes in this packaging, and then also her Sunset Blushes. So I have two different shades of both of these bronzers. Now let's talk about why. I cannot live without this bronzer. This is the only bronzer that I have found looks beautiful when you don't have any foundation on. So when you literally just have your bare skin, let's say you want to just add a little bit of like something to your skin, you want to carve out your cheekbones a little bit, this powder goes on beautifully. You don't need to powder your face first with like a translucent powder in order to get this bronzer to blend beautifully onto your skin. You can literally just go barefaced, grab a brush, dip in here, and then add a little bit of bronzer, and you are good to go. Her blushes are absolutely amazing. I have this in two shades. I have this beautiful peachy apricot-y shade, which is like perfect for summer. This is in the shade Pesca. Sorry, just knocked something over. And then I also have this in Piazza, which is this deeper, like kind of a more burnty kind of a shade. Now, my rule of thumb when it comes to blushes is that if it's super deep, just kind of like the eyeshadows, right? If it's deep in color, deep in tone and shade, if I can blend this out and make it look seamless on my skin, I know that the formulation of this is awesome. And so when it comes down to her powder blushes, like if you have to spend money, probably within the VIEVE line, like this is this is it. Now let's talk about her highlight. So I actually do have this in 2 different shades. I just forgot to bring it over from my other vanity. But this is the Nova Glow highlighter in Holy Chic. I like this highlight, but it's not my favorite. My favorite highlight, I would have to say, has to go to Danessa Myricks. Like her highlight palette is awesome. This one is fine. I just don't find myself really necessarily reaching for it. Sometimes I feel like it skips as my skin is just changing, as my skin's getting a little bit drier. Sometimes I have issues with this highlight, and so I don't know, it's just not as reliable. It's not as buttery smooth as the Danessa Myricks one, and so for that I'm like, I wouldn't spend your money on this highlight. However, let's talk about a highlight that I would recommend from the VIEVE brand, and that is the Skin Dew, of which I also have the XL version of this product. I love this liquid highlight. Cannot exist without this product. It is so easy to apply. It's literally the best liquid highlight out there on the market because it has this awesome gel finish where it does not remove your makeup, it doesn't remove powder, and you can literally apply it anywhere on your face. You can even put it on your body. Like literally when I went to a holiday party and I was like, oh, I kind of want to look a little bit more like pretty and glittery and stuff, like I put this on my body and it looked absolutely beautiful. Blends in so nice. This is actually the highlight that I'm wearing today. Like this can give you a very natural highlight if you would like, or if you want to bump it up and amp it up, you can definitely do that as well. Liquid highlight, A+. Powder highlight, like I would say, is probably like a B-, probably is how I would, you know, if I was to give it like a letter grade. So yes, would highly recommend the Skin Dew. Okay, last category is lips. We have 3 products to talk about. Stay with me, we are almost done. The first category are her lip liners. She can do no wrong when it comes to lip liners. They last all day long, so they're super pigmented. They're very smooth and easy to draw a line onto your lips. So the thing with lip liner is that it should be easy to apply, and that it should be creamy enough that it's easy to draw that line without having to go back and forth all the time, but at the same time, not so creamy that it just like disappears or bleeds onto the rest of your face, right? Because you want your lip liner to be as precise as possible. For her lip liners, the 2 that I would recommend, this one that is a little bit more of the nude side, this is Velvet Sands, and then this one is Brat. I'm currently wearing Brat today. If you are new to lip liner, by the way, these are the 2 that I would also go with because they do tend to be a little bit more like natural looking, if you will. Moving on to her modern matte lipsticks, of which I also have a ton of them. It is hard to get a matte lipstick formula perfect. One step too far on the mattifying side and it literally makes your lips look like just gross and dry and cakey, and it's disgusting. Too far on the non-mattifying side and then it just becomes not pigmented enough where like you're applying it and you have to apply lots and lots of coats of this and then it just kind of looks weird. This is the perfect in between of both of those categories, and it doesn't dry out your lips. I will admit that I feel like the trends right now are not, like matte lipstick I feel like is kind of like going out of style, right? Like I feel like everyone is now going more for like lip oils and stuff like that, but if you are still someone who enjoys a good matte lip, like I do, because I'm a millennial, this is definitely one that I would recommend. My 2 favorite shades are VIEVE, which is the lightest nude shade. I'll go ahead and actually swatch these for you guys so you can see. And then what I'm currently wearing right now is Treasure, which is a little bit more of a peachier tone. They're just, I mean, it's so beautiful. They're so good. You can literally see actually on the back of my hand that while the finish is matte, it's not drying at all. So again, the formula of these are really good. The last product we are going to finish out with, pretty sure I covered everything that's on my desk at this point, is the VIEVE Lip Dew, and I do have 3 different shades of this as well. This is her glossy lip oil, so if you are Gen Z and you are looking for that like beautiful glossy like hydrating lip, this is a great product to try. I do have something to nitpick about the Lip Dew though. Okay, so I will say first of all, this is a lovely product. It is thick, it is very hydrating, but it is not sticky in any sense of the word. So all of that, like as a lip product, is beautiful. From a packaging standpoint though, I'm gonna show you guys something that bothers the crap out of me. Do you see, like I am pulling quite significantly in order to get the applicator out of the product, and that bothers me because I don't like makeup products where I feel like I'm struggling to apply it, if that makes sense. And just being able to like, it's
Yeesh.
just, it is a, you have to go on a mission, basically. Every time you open this, I feel like every time I open this and it's like from a horizontal standpoint, I swear to you that product, exactly, right? Gravity takes it and it just takes it downward, and it's a potentially dangerous situation where if you are like me and you tend to just spill everything, this product is going to wind up on your pants if you open it horizontally, because I will tell you that has happened to me and it is not chill. And I will tell you, I do have other lip oils that I love that do not have this problem, and so it's one of those things where I feel like I'm sure there's a reason for it. I don't know what that reason is. All right, you guys, that pretty much finishes this version of our What's Good video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. If you like this video, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.